So I've been reading Immortal Hulk for the past week or so. I've read the first three volumes, and this is probably the most Hulk comics I've ever read. I've always loved the character, but I've never really been too interested in his comics. They usually just seem boring. I feel like Hulk is a great concept for a hero or a villain or just a great character, but I just don't really care about whatever writers have to say about him. People have told me, oh, you should read Peter David's old run, stories about him as the Maestro, and I'm like, okay, that sounds interesting. Just never got around to it. But I've recently just got back into trying to read Marvel superhero comics again, or superhero comics in general. And there's a consensus, I can't even talk, there's a consensus about Immortal Hulk being good for the most part. So I'm like, fine. I actually find that the cover is intriguing, and I love the titles. Volume 1 is Immortal Hulk, or is he both? And then Volume 2 is The Green Door. And Volume 3 is Hulk in Hell. I think the thing that really got me to go, okay, fine, I'm going to just start reading this because I'm very shallow, is the title for Volume 7, I think it is, Hulk is Hulk. I'm like, yep, that's it. That's all you need to know. So I was like, fine, I'm going to read these because the titles to me just indicate maybe a level of thoughtfulness and pretentiousness that I love. Because even though I haven't been reading superhero comic books for a while, I'm always reading Vertigo type comics or going back and reading old Vertigo comics or Image comics like Saga. And there's another one, The Wicked and Divine. I love that series, at least up to where I've read. I've read about maybe 4 or 5 volumes. So I like stuff like that. Something kind of, I don't know. I don't even know what I'm trying to say. I said pretentious, and that's probably what I mean. But I don't want to be insufferable about pretentious. I just mean someone who takes an imaginative, not run-of-the-mill approach to a superhero story. Although I hate deconstructing stuff. Alan Moore is right in saying that he should be executed for having written Watchmen. Now, he didn't say that, but and I don't think he should be executed, but I can see why you would kind of get pissed that people took all the wrong lessons from Watchmen. But, that's always going to happen. A lot of people are just imitators. And they don't understand what they're imitating, and they don't understand why they're doing it. They just think it's cool to do the stupid shit like that. But I think that's where Marvel is right now for the most part, where they hire people who don't really understand the point of superheroes. And then those writers get really reductive about what superheroes are, and they keep making them an analog for things in the real world. Like the recent issue of Iron Man, where Hellcat's worthless ass, or trash ass, is lecturing Tony while he's on his deathbed about him having the money to pay out of pocket since he can't be insured. And it's this weird thing where every time someone thinks that they have the high moral ground or the moral high ground, they don't have to consider human feelings and human interaction. They can just say whatever they want to say, be right, and not consider the environment or the context. So for her, Hellcat, to tell Iron Man while he's on his deathbed, you have male white privilege to pay out of pocket for nearly getting yourself killed. You think you're a god. And it's like, look, I'm a superhero. I'm doing my best to do good things. I'm not an analog for Elon Musk or whoever asshole billionaire you want to compare me to. I'm a superhero billionaire. That doesn't equate in the superhero world. I'm doing good things. And me being a billionaire just means I can pay to make great technology and great equipment. Yeah. So, I don't know. She just looks so smug and obnoxious, even though she's wearing a mask. I know I was supposed to be talking about Immortal Hulk, but one of the issues I have with the first three volumes was a certain reductiveness about one of the stories. But the first instance that really kind of stood out to me and annoyed me greatly was in volume 2, The Green Door, when Hulk is Hulk. No, when Hulk is fighting the Avengers. And I'm not going to get too much into the storyline because I don't care to recap it that much. I think the books are worth it, the first three. And probably, what's funny, I'm saying stuff to people who's ever listening, never going to read it, or, have already read it and moved on. Because these are relatively old stories, I guess, maybe a year or two ago, I don't know. But anyway, so Hulk right now, the way it's set up, the storyline seems to be, the way the storyline has been now in these first three volumes, particularly up to the point of volume 2, Bruce Banner, I guess he died for a while, and he was replaced by a dumb, stupid, version of the Hulk, which I'm glad I didn't read much of. I actually suffered him in Moon Girl and Devil Dinosaur. I read that recently. And overall, it's an okay book. But Moon Girl, somebody had to complain about her. Because the first 12 issues or so, she was so fucking hateful. She was so disrespectful. She's a kid, this little dumb kid. Okay, look, I'm not going to get into that. Maybe I'll rage about that another time. I'm bouncing around all over the place because, I'm just... What time is it? Well, whatever. Okay, so anyway, getting back to Immortal Hulk. So I read the first three volumes. Volume 2, Bruce Banner is on the run. Well, he's not even really on the run. He died at one point. He's come back to life at some point. And like the old 70s TV show, he's just wandering around the Midwest. And I guess the way they have it now, Hulk doesn't turn into Hulk until the night. At first I didn't understand that, and it irritated me, because I'm like, Hulk becomes Hulk whenever he fucking wants to become Hulk, or when you piss him off, based on whatever's going on at the time. So I said, I guess this is a new thing. He's not a werewolf, not a vampire, but whatever. I'll go with it. But at the end of the first volume, Ewing had an afterword where he was talking about he loved the first 6 issues that he'd read in the trade, and how, I guess at the time, those first issues, which I never read, or if I did, I don't remember them, the big thing for Bruce Banner was that, oh shit, it's about to become night, I'm about to Hulk out on these motherfuckers. What can I do? I can't stop it. So I guess he's really into the lore from from the very beginning. So nighttime is Hulk's time. Hulk doesn't have to be angry to turn into the Hulk, but it has to be night. And now I guess he has to be killed. Bruce Banner has to be killed in order to turn into Hulk, which seems really excessive and extreme. But whatever, the stories have been good. So things have happened. Bruce Banner is just walking around, following his intuition. At this point of the story, Hulk is like, I gotta go home. He fought Sasquatch from Alpha Flight. And it's this thing where his dad, Bruce Banner's dad, was in the spirit or possessing Sasquatch somehow. So Hulk defeats him and somehow absorbs the gamma energy from Sasquatch. And Bruce Banner's dad is now a part of him. And Bruce Banner's dad, I guess, sort of intuitively tells him, you must go back to where you became Hulk. And we don't find out until later that it's a setup. But anyway, Hulk's like, well, I don't have money for the Uber. And, I'm just going to walk there. So Bruce Banner, Hulk, whatever, he's walking. So there's this secret government project that was supposed to be run by Thunderbolt Ross. Now it's run by this dude named Fortean something. I don't know. But anyway, this is this dude who's like, all right, we're going to create a bunch of gamma radiated warriors to take down the Hulk. But we need somebody who has gamma rays to help create more of these soldiers. So they say, hey, Sasquatch, he's gamma radiated. We just saw him in the news getting mollywopped by the Hulk in some hospital in South Dakota. Let's go get his ass. So I guess they call Captain Marvel, and they tell her, hey, Captain Marvel, you got Sasquatch over there. He got his ass beat, but bring him over to us. We're going to turn him into a super soldier serum to create our new gamma soldiers. I guess once you get your ass beat, that's it. You forfeit your life. So Captain Marvel's like, well, I work with this guy. I hate the idea. Like, I love the original Alpha Flight John Byrne did. And those characters were very strange. The way that they worked together as a team, the way their missions were was just so much better than whatever this crap seems to be. Now they're out in space with Captain Marvel, and I don't even know what they do. Like, Puck, he's just like wearing like a little jumper. I don't know. Like, it's just none of this. Like, they don't seem like they're actual superheroes. They seem like they're just like Star Trek characters, like economy version Star Trek characters. They're just up in space talking and not doing anything. And Captain Marvel just standing there with her hands on her hips, stuff. Right? I don't know. So anyway, So what I'm trying to do is give you a recap to give you context of what I'm pissed off about. But what I should really just say. So Hulk, in the first 2 volumes of this goddamn storyline, Immortal Hulk, is dealing with, I'm immortal. What am I? What must I do? And there's something deeper than just a gamma explosion that turned him into the Hulk. So Hulk intuitively is understanding where he has to be. That's leading him deeper and deeper into the mystery. And Bruce Banner knows this. And Bruce is like, hey, Hulk's smarter than me now. And I'm just going to follow my intuition, which is now like a special Hulk sense. It's going to take me wherever I need to be. It's going to bring me closer and closer to the ultimate truth of why Hulk is Hulk. So he's had some adventures. He's now walking in Iowa on his way back to where the first explosion happened. Captain Marvel says, all right, Alpha Flight, I know that this secret government program wants to use Walter Langowski, Sasquatch, and his gamma powers to help them. But we might as well just give him Bruce Banner if they want gamma. So Alpha Flight's like, we're going to get our ass kicked if we try to go over to Bruce Banner. And he turns into the Hulk and just starts two-stepping on us. How the hell are we going to... So Captain Marvel's like, don't worry, I have another team. So I guess she's the leader of the Avengers too. See, that's the thing, I don't know. She's the leader of the Avengers apparently. So she shows up. Bruce is just walking and hitchhiking, hoboing his way to New York. He's in Iowa, not New York, sorry, New Mexico. He's on his way from Iowa to New Mexico, and he's saying, man, if I, open my new OnlyFans, I'll get enough money to go down to New Mexico in two weeks. So I don't know, whatever. He's just talking to himself. Captain Marvel appears, and she's like, hey, Bruce. And Bruce is like, yeah, what's up, Captain Marvel? And she's like, I brought the Avengers here. You need to come back with us. He's like, you motherfuckers knew I've been alive for like however long I've been alive. And I thought y'all just leaving me alone. She's like, yeah, we've been leaving you alone, but there are people who are interested in you now. So it's time to, for you to come back with us. And I don't know. I hate this. On the one hand, you can see it as you got to have the heroes fight each other because for whatever reason, people like to see that. I've never been one of those people who thought, wow, seeing the heroes fight each other is really cool. It's always irritated me for the most part. I can understand tension and drama between fellow superheroes if they have a difference of opinion about something. And of course with Hulk, he's almost always fighting the good guys. But I feel like the way they have it set up, he even, like, Bruce is like, you too, you one of these people who now are acting as a tool piece for the man to drag me in. You know, I'm in the middle of doing something important here. I don't need this crap now. And she's like, look, whatever. I need you to come with me. Now, she's standing right in front of Bruce. And she basically tells him, we know enough about you now. We understand that the night is where the Hulk comes out, but we also understand that you have to be killed first before you can turn into the Hulk. And of course, we're not going to kill you. We're just going to take you in. And Bruce does this, play on, but that's my secret, Captain. I'm always pissed off or whatever. He does, but his is, but that's my secret, Captain. I'm already dead. And he begins to transform into the Hulk. And that's the end of this issue. But I'm reading it in the trade, whatever. But that's the end of the issue. The beginning of the next issue, basically, Hulk is just beating the living fuck out of the Avengers. He's like, he hits Thor so fucking hard. Thor starts speaking glossolalia, and he starts doing iambic pentameters, and he's like, oh, the world has turned into gray mist. Look forward to the future of a new dawn. And Captain America's like, you all right, Thor? What the hell are you saying? This doesn't even make sense. Calm down. And Thor's just he sounds like Will Money in Unforgiven when they beat his ass, when they beat Will Money, and Will Money was back in I don't know, where the barn, where were they taking care of him after he got that really badass woman, and he was sitting there talking about some of the horrible things he did in the past, and Jesse Pinkman was like, doesn't it make you sick listening to him talk that way? That's how Thor sounded. He had just got hit once, but Hulk hit him so hard, I don't think Thor ever got hit like that before. And this is motherfucker who fought Searcher, the big super demon god. And Thor was just like, I lost my fucking teeth. I just realized that Hulk is Hulk. What else can I say? So anyway, Hulk's all fighting the other ones. And he's beating the fuck out of them. He's like, he destroys the Hulkbuster, and Tony Stark is like shitting on himself. Get me out of here. Lord have mercy. I can't eject. And he's screaming. And the shit won't work because it's all fucked up. Now, all of this is happening, right? And I'm like, where's Captain Marvel? Because he's fighting Thor. Well, he didn't fight Thor. Like I said, he hit Thor so hard, Thor transitioned back to whoever was the female Thor. So they got their own issues. Captain America is stunned. He's just looking at Thor going through the changes that Thor's going through, like, God damn, I stopped being a Nazi for this? And Black Panther, he tried it. I don't know what happened to him. He got his ass whooped. Iron Man's shitting, going crazy. But I'm like, okay, so they're all getting fucked up. Oh, that's right. And then She-Hulk, that's another thing. I didn't understand it. She looked like a monster. Fucking She-Hulk, who's the jolly green sexy giantess. For some reason, she's this big stupid monster, and she's calling herself Hulk. And she's saying, to Hulk, Bruce Banner Hulk. Hulk smash! Like, okay, what? I'm like, what the hell's going on here? I had to look up later, and I saw, the reason why She-Hulk looks like a monster now is because, I guess Jason Aaron, this writer, I've heard of him. I don't think I read anything of his, and I won't read anything of his after this stupid explanation. Basically, because Jennifer, like, when they first confronted Bruce, before they even started fighting him, when Captain America first showed up and said, hey, I brought the Avengers with me too, we want to take you in, Jennifer Walters, She-Hulk, was going, Bruce, you let me think you died. I didn't know you set up a way of getting yourself killed. Why are you doing this? And I'm like, this is not Jennifer Walters. Why is she acting like some Karen? What's going on? So whatever. But so then, then the fight started. So now She-Hulk jumps in. They're like, go ahead, She-Hulk, it's your turn. Everybody else is fucked up. You do your thing. And she's like, Hulk smash you. And Hulk, now, Immortal Hulk, his personality, he's very laid back. I mean, he's smart. And, anyway, he's just laid back. I don't know. He just has, not laid back in the sense that he's going to put his foot in your ass. That's, but he's laid back in the sense that, so she's talking like old Hulk and calling herself, again, that's so infuriating. Hulk smash you. And then Hulk goes, yeah, so you're mad. So the madder you get, the stronger you get, right? It's funny how that works. What's my Hulk voice now? My Hulk voice is like, I don't know what my Hulk voice is. But anyway, so Hulk's like, get out of my face with this foolishness. I mean, Banner tried to hide me when he's trying to stop Hulk from being Hulk. You became She-Hulk to show everything you could be. So he says, but now you're acting more like me than I am. Right, Hulk? And he's smiling when he calls her Hulk. Since she's referring to herself as Hulk, he's like, right, Hulk? And now Hulk, or She-Hulk rather, looking like a stupid monster, she's like, hey, Hulk, I'm not like you. So then stop calling yourself Hulk then, if you're not like him. Hulk's like, yeah, whatever. And he hits her. And then somebody, I think it's Iron Man, somebody goes, oh, shit. She-Hulk is not gone. She's gone. She's gone. She's like 3 miles. He's counting the miles that she's flying across Iowa. Was it the cornfields of Iowa? I don't know. But anyway. So he just knocks her out of the game. She's out. And Iron Man's like, okay, we got to do it. He managed to eject out of the Hulkbuster, and he's like, I'm calling code Operation Death Star. We're going to shoot a Death Star laser reserved for worlds directly at Hulk. And he calls Captain Marvel. And all of a sudden, Captain Marvel is miles away, standing in front of some kind of, spaceship or plane or something with people being escorted on it. And this fucking idiot is posing on the like she's on the comms, and she's got her hand on her hip, and she's posing while she's standing in front of people who are being, I guess, escorted or evacuated. Well, I was going to say evacuated, but yeah, they're being evacuated. That these people are being shuttled into these ships. And you got these guys in like hazmat suits or whatever directing all these people into these little ships. And she's standing there, she being Captain Marvel, she's just standing there like, oh, negative. Don't use this crap. Don't use the Death Star laser blast beam thing. It's too dangerous. And Iron Man's like, look, we were prepared for this eventuality. We have to do it. We can't win this fight. I mean, I don't know if you realize this or not, but as we speak, Thor has changed genders 5 times as he's reeling from that one hit your boy Hulk put on him. So we have to do something. So again, I'm looking at Captain Marvel on the comms, speaking to Iron Man, and she's posing in front of townsfolk being evacuated. And this is, so go, and you probably, I mean, the way, I don't know, I think this will be up when I'm doing this. Like, in other words, when you see the vid, this is probably what I would like to lead with, this image of Captain Marvel, because this is what triggered me to even want to do this. Iron Man, he's like up in, I don't know what he's doing, but he's ejected out of the armor at this point, and he's going, we split our forces to make certain of that, remember? And I forgot what, to make certain of what. Basically, this is just an out for Captain Marvel, why she's not there in the middle of the fight. The so-called most powerful person in the Marvel Universe, the most powerful hero in the Marvel Universe, is... Okay, but anyway, he says, we split our forces to make certain of that, remember? Anyone can punch, but only Captain Marvel can organize putting 1,000 people on Alpha Flight transports. And then as he's speaking, saying that, as he's jocking her, she's posing like, okay, you should be seeing the image now. And you see her, and she goes, "It's more than people, Tony." Or, "It's more than the people, Tony. There are homes here, businesses." She's about to call Hulk's manager in a minute, the way she looks. But anyway, who gives a shit about the homes and the businesses? You got insurance. Like, you should have Hulk insurance in this world. Just pay them off. They started this fight for really no fucking reason. They started this fight to give Bruce to some shady government that she didn't even actually trust. So she's just a bootlicker and a clown. But now she's trying to act like she's so civil-minded. But again, she's supposed to be the most powerful hero in the Marvel Universe. That's what they say about her, right? And not only that, she's the one who brought the Avengers there. She was the one who was standing directly in front of Bruce when Bruce said, "I'm already dead." And he turned to full. I think that's my Hulk voice. "I'm already dead. I'm about to mollywop all you motherfuckers." I don't know. But anyway. So, yeah. So anyway, she's not there at the fight at all. And she's comfortable standing there posing. And I've noticed that. In the 3 issues that I've read, 3 volumes of Immortal Hulk that I've read so far, whenever they show Captain Marvel, after they haven't shown her in a while, she's got her hand on her hip. She's standing like she's posing for a recruitment poster or something. It's insane. I don't understand why they're shoving her down the throat. And to me, I don't recognize this woman as Captain Marvel. I recognize her as Miss Marvel. I don't recognize her, but I know Carol Danvers is Miss Marvel. But for me, Captain Marvel is Monica Rambeau. She should be that. But then they turned her into this goofy-looking black woman. Monica Rambeau's always been black, but gorgeous. They always made her look beautiful. Then, after a while, when they turned into Pulsar, they uglified her. And they do it to all of them. But I just feel like they just made her look like this. I don't know, whatever. So, Hulk, basically, I don't think the Avengers ever took an ass whooping like this before. By anybody. In all the years they've existed, all the fights that they had, even with Thanos. Thanos, how do you say it? Thanos or Thanos? In the movies. He didn't beat them as bad as Hulk beat them. And now, when I first read it, and I'm just looking back at it now, doing this little off-the-cuff video, I'm getting out of why I sound so confused and rambly by saying off-the-cuff. But I'm rereading it now when I'm trying to decide if I'm going to put up other screenshots while I talk about this thing. And I see, actually, Ghost Rider was there, because one of the things that really pissed me off was they were saying, at the end of this fight, or really at the end of the issue, what they ended up doing, I'm going to spoil it if you haven't read it, or if you tend to read it. It's not that big of a deal, because it's called The Immortal Hulk. So it's not, you really can't spoil the fact that this motherfucker can't be killed anymore, or he can be killed, but he will come back. So, I guess Captain Marvel is the leader of the Avengers, which that isn't really a problem, even though it just looks too stupid that Captain America is just standing around looking confused. He looks like he knows he shamed himself in the world by being a Nazi Hydra leader and standing there like a cuck when Captain Marvel was telling Bruce that they were taking him in. You just Captain America just standing there like, "You better do what she said. Come on, bro. You don't even." And that was the thing I liked about Hulk when he punched, or after he punched Thor. Let me see if I can find it. I'm sitting here on Comixology while I'm talking about this. Where did he say it? He was talking shit. It wasn't a big deal, but he goes, oh, okay. So anyway, Thor gets mollywopped. His teeth flies out of his mouth. And his motherfucker is like, bye, Odin. And Hulk goes, "Daddy can't help you now." And Captain America goes, "Thor, behind me." And Hulk goes, "Look, it's Captain Hydra. When I rip off your head, will 2 more take its place?" And then they have this cool little thing where you can see Hulk's reflection in Captain America's shield, but it's not Hulk. It's Bruce Banner's dad. So basically, it's Bruce Banner's dad who's in control of Hulk right now. He apparently absorbed whatever essence of Bruce Banner's dad was in Sasquatch when Hulk and Sasquatch fought earlier. And Captain America's like, that wasn't me. Now, he's using his shield to block Hulk's punch. He's in the middle of this. Like, while he's punching it. It's it's cool. His shield is great because it's absorbing, even though Hulk is really going after motherfuckers like he's never gone after them before. Cap's shield is still absorbing that shit. So he's able to withstand the punch. But somebody's, as he's trying to not die, who's this motherfucker who says this? Oh, it's Black Panther. Okay, so Black Panther is like, Captain America, or Captain Sea to Thor. And I guess he can tell him that because he's jumping on Hulk's back. He's riding his back, like whatever, but whatever. But anyway, Hulk beats all their asses. Captain Marvel, who's supposed to be the most powerful one, is nowhere to be seen. She's sitting there shuttling these 10 or 12 yokels onto some damn Alpha Flight ship. And she never just says, or she never actually puts these mofos onto the ship and then just goes to fight. She gets in the ship with them and rides off because she's like, I am not a part of this shit. I don't give a shit. Y'all can get your ass whooped. But I've got a reputation to maintain. These motherfuckers don't like me anyway. Talk about the readers. So you can't have me get my ass whipped and them laughing at me. And that's all it was. Because there's no reason why Captain Marvel wouldn't go there to fight and try to subdue him with all her power. The way the story is set up, obviously Hulk would have to beat her. But no, they didn't even bother. It was so insane. Oh, but I forgot to say what I was talking about. So anyway, I went back because I thought, see, at the end of this storyline, so the way they stop Hulk is Iron Man shoots the Death Star laser at him, at Hulk directly, and at the planet directly at Hulk, and it incinerates him. And then he used these like UV lights or something, or like these sunlight lights. They focus the lights on the skeleton of the Hulk or of Bruce Banner. And they say, since he only comes out at night, the sunlight will stop him from regenerating and coming back to harm us. So yeah, whatever. So I'm like, okay, this nighttime, my time bullshit. I guess you have to have it now because otherwise they'd all be dead. So they said, good. Keep the UV lights or whatever on him. We're going to send him to the government, but we're going to put something on him so that we can always track him if something goes wrong. And that's a whole nother other story, what happens with that. It was really crazy good stuff, which rescues my opinion of the entire volume, because I was really upset about how, like, this weird propaganda, this idea that they can tell you Captain Marvel is supposed to be such a great hero, and yet she literally fucking didn't fight. She was the one standing directly in front of Bruce when he turned into Hulk, when he was like, come get this. And the next issue, she's nowhere to be seen. They don't say, so what did she do? So when he turned to the Hulk, and we're dead, she was like, I'm going to escort the endangered citizens. Make sure you take care of this. I'm sure you can handle it. I will be right back. And then flew away. And Hulk gave her that chance. So I don't know. I don't get it. It's that thing. Even though now he did hit She-Hulk. He knocked her into, the next state or whatever, but she looked like a monstrosity, so they didn't even consider her a woman. I think it's that thing where, like they say with The Last of Us, and I haven't confirmed this, although I did confirm that it's probably not exactly true that no men are shown. So anyway, this thing about Last of Us 2, the Last of Us 2 thing is one of these theories, or not even theories, one of these contentions, or I don't even know what the word I'm trying to say is. Basically, the idea is, people have said, when you play The Last of Us 2, you realize or you notice that none of the men are allowed to kill or hurt any of the women in it. Although, and I was like, oh, that's true. I don't think I've noticed it. Yeah, I don't think. I mean, Jesse doesn't kill any women, you know. And I don't, and although I guess, no, yeah, I don't think even Tommy. Tommy didn't get to kill that one girl who was at the TV station. So basically, the idea is that, you know, it was created and done in such a way that you can't show, even though it's an apocalypse, they don't show men killing women, unless it's, you know, Ellie getting killed as you play as her, or Abby getting killed by a man when you play as her. Although I guess it's not just, you know, it's not about thing about them not getting hurt, because the little Chinese girl, I don't refer to her as I'm calling her little Chinese girl because I can't be asked to remember her name right now. It sucks, but I don't remember the little Chinese girl's name. A little friend, I know Lev's sister. Maybe I should have just said Lev's sister. But anyway, Lev's sister, they smash her arm. Those two dudes, so they fucked her up really bad. But I think whoever shot her and killed her were women. But anyway, but my point is, or the thing I'm trying to say is, I think that the reasoning or the thinking must have been. It's my understanding that Al Ewing, the writer, is, you know, big, progressive. I don't even want to say lefty necessarily, because I'm a lefty and I don't like a lot of this shit that Marvel did. I think is insulting and stupid, you know. But Al Ewing probably didn't want to show Captain Marvel getting trounced, and even though everybody else got their asses whooped, Captain Marvel. But then the thing is, I think it's weird. It's like this weird thinking that they have. It's fine to show Captain Marvel be a weasel and run off and say, "Oh, I'm the best at organizing a field trip. You know, nobody can form an orderly queue like me and make it fashion." But it's not fun to show her, you know, being a hero and trying to corral motherfucking Hulk and then just losing. You know, Captain America, I mean, he was there. He actually didn't get beat. He put his shield up. He denied, you know, ever having been a Nazi, even though he clearly was. But he was still standing there. And he went to minister aid to Thor, who, you know, should probably be dead. But that was another thing. So another thing I was thinking of when I first read it, I get to the end of the issue after they've destroyed Hulk for a little while. They were doing the aftermath. I'm sitting right here and let me go to those pages so I can read it exactly. Where is it? So anyway, so everybody got their ass whooped. They finally had to bring out the big guns, literally, against Hulk. Hulk's been captured. He's turned and reduced into a skeleton for the time being. And the heroes, the Avengers, are all sort of saying, all right, so we got this motherfucker. You know, we're going to give him to the government. And what happened? So what did they say? They go, it was the one thing we had on hand that could hurt the new Devil Hulk persona. That's Black Panther. And then Captain America says, don't call him that. This wasn't the devil, Tony. Oh, wait a minute. So I was wrong. So Black Panther didn't say it. He's just looking. The way the word balloon looks like, well, who cares? But anyway, don't call him that. This wasn't the devil, Tony. This was a friend in need. And we killed him. And Black Panther goes, as a temporary measure only, Captain. Bruce Banner may be dead, but I suspect that without these UV drones, sun lamps for want of a better term, the Hulk would soon rise again. And then what happens? Oh, back from death, rested, refreshed. We would survive that, Captain. Oh, no. Would we survive that, Captain? Don't ask me, because I will not be around. That would be me if I was a Captain America. I'd be like, look, motherfucker, I have been a Nazi. I have been in terrible movies where I'm not talking about the MCU movies. I'm talking about the movies where they gave me a fake ears on my costume. I will not be around when Hulk comes back after what we just did to him. So you can all go fuck yourselves for that. But anyway, so Black Panther's saying that. Would we survive that, Captain? Because right now, Ghost Rider and his vehicle are healed, but Thor's fractured skull will need further treatment. The healing magics of his people. And I was like, why the fuck are they showing Ghost Rider and Thor? I'm looking at the comic book. Maybe I'll try to put an image up, but let me see if I can do it now. They show, while he's talking, I got the little caption box or whatever, showing these two fuckers, Thor and Ghost Rider, hanging on each other's arms. And they walk into like some old folks' home after having the shit kicked out of him. And I'm like, what the fuck is Ghost Rider doing there? He wasn't there. What do you mean his vehicle? Ghost Rider wasn't there. But see, I don't know what the fuck was wrong with me when I first read it. Ghost Rider was there. He showed up. He was with the Avengers, which is ridiculous, but he was with the Avengers when Captain Marvel first showed up. Then, later, I didn't see him because Hulk was just whooping everybody's ass, and I didn't give a shit about Ghost Rider. I was like, where's Captain Marvel? Why is she not in the midst of this? Why isn't she taking her lumps or putting her foot down on this motherfucker? What's going on? It was because the first thing they show you is a family, like the next issue. So the beginning of the issue after Hulk says, I'm already dead and I'm gonna fuck you all up. The next issue begins with this kid playing with his toys, and the dad says, kid, this house will be gone forever. We got to go. And they get up and they all run out of the house. This family, this no-name family never heard of. Of course, as you get a start like that. You see the family menaced by the goings-on of Hulk and whatever. And right when they run out the house, a car comes flying through and blows everything up. And they say, oh my God, there's a skeleton in that car. I didn't realize that was fucking Ghost Rider. I thought when I first read it, that was just a skeleton in the car. I thought that the effects of the fight created some kind of concussion blast that just ripped the flesh off some random dude driving his car. And that was the skeleton in the car. No, it was Ghost Rider. If they had said, there's a skeleton in the car and his head is on fire, I might have realized. But then, of course, I didn't expect to see Ghost Rider in a fucking car. I forgot that at some point he rides around in a Mustang or some shit. I thought he'd be in a motorcycle. So I thought when I first read this and they said, Ghost Rider and his vehicle are healed, I'm like, Ghost Rider wasn't there. So you trying to tell me, because they show Ghost Rider leading Thor, they're both, like I said, they both hanging on to each other, and they're going to like an old folks home, and they're both sniveling and snotting on themselves, like, because the ass whooping was bad. I thought that, Hulk hit Thor so hard that Ghost Rider, even though he was way over in New York stunting on his chopper, fell off his bike because the force was that great. He hit Thor so hard, Ghost Rider was stunting, and all of a sudden he was like, oh fuck, and he fell off his bike. And then the car behind him ran him and his motorcycle over. And that's what Black Panther was referring to. The fact that the beating was so bad, the people who were not even in the vicinity felt the effects. Like if a butterfly's wings gets ripped off in Jersey, does, an angel earn its wings in Morocco? I don't know. But anyway, so, all right, so the beatings stopped. Ghost Rider was there. He was abused and beaten. And then these two idiots, Thor and Ghost Rider, sniveling and shitting on themselves. God, this picture just looks so embarrassing that it was Hulk, so they shouldn't feel that bad. But I feel like Captain Marvel should have answered for this, and she didn't. She just like, hey, look, I let the people know that a terrible thing happened today. We had to blow up your town because Hulk was beating the fuck out of my compatriots, and it was the only way. Actually, I tried to stop him, but my concern was focused on the homes, the peoples of this lovely city of ass-whooped Iowa. And so, hey, sorry, that it bees like that sometime, Niggas die every day, B. So, sorry. I don't know, whatever. So, what am I trying to say? So, I guess that's it. So, with regards to Captain Marvel, it's a shameful display of cowardice on the part of the writer, the artist, that they didn't have her try to scrap with Hulk. Because, I mean, obviously, she was going to get ass beat. And this oversensitivity to Captain Marvel, who you can't tell her she's great, but then don't show her be tested. And another funny thing, I'm jumping back now. I'm looking at the Black Panther talking about the after effects. So, like I said, Ghost Rider and Thor huddled together and went off to some hospice somewhere. And then they show in, like, Colorado where Hulk knocked She-Hulk. She's just sitting on the ground. He says, "We found Jennifer. She's alive and relatively uninjured, but she won't say what it was the Hulk said to her." Hulk clowned her. Hulk made fun of the fact that she calls herself Hulk. And, I'm jumping around all over the place. Again, this is an off-the-cuff reaction to reading Immortal Hulk. Off the cuff, okay? Thank you. Anyway, so I researched diligently, why is She-Hulk ugly now? Just took a long time to find out. I just Googled that. Why is She-Hulk ugly now? And then, of course, you get somebody saying, "Oh, it's so sexist. Why can't you have an ugly heroine sometimes," or whatever. I'm like, oh, shut the fuck up. The point is not that she was created ugly. She was fine when she first started. And especially John Byrne. John Byrne, he was the best artist for her. And her her FF costume is the best. And I don't think anybody did a good job of making a FF looking costume without actually it being a Fantastic Four costume. But she's fucking gorgeous. Her coloring was great. Her hair, her eyes, and her personality. So vivacious, so fun. And yet, Jason Aaron, I guess, came along and he was like, her being hot and sexy subjected her to sexual harassment. And for villains not taking her seriously. So this fucking clown said, basically, Jennifer Walters, who loved being She-Hulk, who spent more time as She-Hulk than as Jennifer, all of a sudden resented it because people sexually harassed her. So it's this weird fucking thing where men who call themselves or consider themselves feminists, they don't understand women, and they think being a feminist means that women don't want to fuck, that women don't want to be fuckable, that women don't want to look good. They think that if they say she wants to have the freedom to be ugly, because really women just want to be ugly, and it's freedom to be ugly, then it's like, it was this charade. She only wanted to be gorgeous and sexy because men wanted her to be gorgeous and sexy. But really, it's more free to be ugly. Now, you can say it's more free to not want to shave your legs or shave on the arms sometimes. But this idea that it's her beauty that was the problem, and not the way people supposedly reacted towards another. I don't know. He must have read that Marvel graphic novel where She-Hulk was S.H.I.E.L.D., some rogue S.H.I.E.L.D. agents, I guess, threatened to kill her boyfriend at the time, Wyatt Wingfoot, by basically said, "I'm going to put a bullet in this dude's head if you don't strip. I want to see all that green goodness unchained." And so she does. She strips for him. And so I guess stuff like that, he's like, "Oh my God, this is terrible. They forced her to strip at gunpoint. This is abuse. This is assault. Oh my God. If she wasn't so beautiful, they wouldn't have forced her to do that." You can't say that sexualizing these characters and then assaulting them as a result of the sexualization. If you say that rape and sexual assault, maybe I shouldn't be getting into this right now. It's not that serious to me. But anyway, getting back on point. The main issue with the first 2 volumes of the storyline was this fight between Hulk and Avengers. Hulk beat the fuck out of him. I don't think I've ever seen him get beat this bad. Captain Marvel was nowhere to be seen. Embarrassing. And I don't think I'm going to get into too much the next thing, because I've gone on longer than I expected to it. I think I guess I will. I mean, it's not that serious. This is my channel. This is not a big deal. I'm really just doing this for fun. So I don't. Where is it? Oh, there's a couple of issues on. So anyway, the next thing I wanted to kind of talk about that annoyed me. Oh, you know what? I'm in the wrong one now. I'm still in volume 2. The next thing I would talk about, if I was going to talk about anything with regard to this series so far, is Hulk in Hell. So, like I said, I love the title. I hope you don't hear that. I have these stupid fucking neighbors who keep their doors open and just blast music sometimes. And so you may hear the stupid music in the background. And they do it on purpose just to be irritating because everybody's stuck at home for the most part. Last night, one of the assholes, all he was doing was coughing. And I was like, just COVID, just take him away. Because he's and then laughing about it. I was like, look, dude. Anyway, so let's see. Yeah, this is really loud. There's no need for that music to be that loud. So you'll probably hear some irritation in the background. I'm sorry. But like I said, this is off the cuff. This isn't very professional. I'm really just doing this for fun. It's Last of Us 2's fault. My brother told me before the game came out, because he read the leaks, and he was like, look, you're going to be so pissed when you play this game. You're probably not going to finish it, but you will finally start a YouTube channel. I have a friend, shout out to MC Hyro, at work, who have suggested that I should do a YouTube channel and just talk about shit. Like the way I complain to him about video games, or just talk to him about books or movies, I guess throughout the years that we've known each other. He's like, oh yeah, I think people would like that. You should do that. So I think maybe he was like, yeah, you should do a YouTube channel so you stop bugging me about this shit, because I don't want to hear it. Go put it on YouTube, dumbass. So maybe that's what it is. But anyway, so the storyline, okay, so I'm in comicsology, so it's taken forever. But issue 3, I'm saying volume 3, Hulk in Hell. Hulk ends up in hell. It's a complicated kind of thing, and maybe I shouldn't ruin, whatever. Hulk ends up in hell. When he gets back to New Mexico to, investigate the bomb site that turned him into the Hulk, the shadow government people send Absorbing Man, a souped up Absorbing Man, after him. Absorbing Man absorbs a lot of his gamma, and then somehow at the center point, or the 0 point of the explosion, somehow he opens up a gate to hell. And this reporter lady who's been trying to find Hulk since the beginning of the series, it's kind of silly, this whole thing about Hulk sightings. They live in the Marvel Universe. They live in a world where there's a big flaming red dinosaur running around Brooklyn with a little black girl sitting on his head. And yet people are like, oh, I don't want to say his name, but it's possible that there's a green guy showing up in Midwest towns and then disappearing. Hulk may be back. And it's like, look, these motherfuckers die and come back to life all the time, even people who don't have this gamma power like Hulk. So who cares that there's a Hulk sightings and there's a big story that she's gonna break. But actually it turns out that this woman, who's a black woman, this boom reporter, I think what's her name, Magoo, I don't know, I forgot her name. I think her name is something McGee. She's following Hulk, and when she finally confronts him, he says, you've been following me. Nobody gives a shit about Hulk sightings. Hulk tells her this. What the fuck you following me for? I know it's personal. What you want? And she says to him, and this is not in Hulk in Hell. This is in the earlier volume. I think it was in the first volume. She goes, I want to know, how do I get to be what you are? Hulk was like, man, go home. Go the fuck home. I'm fucking Hulk. Don't play with me. And he just leaves her. And so she's been trying to find him ever since that first time she's caught up to him. So she catches up to him again in New Mexico, and when Absorbing Man opens the gate to hell, she and Hulk are now walking around in hell. And Hulk, now to be fair, Hulk did bring this up, but I still don't like the way the way the conversation turned, and the way that they turned Hulk into this analog for white privilege, which is like, come the fuck on. But anyway, let's try to get to it. So they're in hell, and maybe I'll put up some screenshots. I'm kind of lazy, but I might do some screenshots that I can have to go with whatever the hell I'm saying. But Hulk and Miss McGee, or whatever, the reporter lady, are walking around in hell. And Hulk goes, how do I get to be what you are? And McGee goes, what? I let you ask me one question. That was the question. How do I get to be what you are?
Really? You want to talk about that now? I just seen a man die. I wasn't exactly thinking straight.
That's when the truth comes out. You're not the first to get obsessed because I broke your house. It happens. You're not the first to want to climb into some gamma machine either. People see me, they imagine what it's like to be me. And she's like, yeah, I can see that. And she basically says, she goes, what it must be like to feel that rage, to be able to feel that rage, to be allowed to feel it. She's like, you wreck a city, and Doctor Strange looks for a retirement home for you. Iron Man looks for a paradise planet to put you on. Your anger is indulged, even respected. Mine is dismissed if I'm lucky.
We live in a world of men, white, college-educated...
I can't talk. Well, I'm not college-educated, I guess. I don't know. White,
college-educated men. Men like Bruce Banner, who just rant and scream and rage and smash things. And the world bends over backwards to understand that, to reward it.
So it's like, calm down. All right, first of all, I'm green. All right, I am fucking green. And second of all, these motherfuckers do these things. Like, Doctor Strange looks for a home for me. They shoot me out into space. Iron Man tries to put me on a paradise planet, whatever. Because they can't do anything else to me. I am Hulk. I am that motherfucker. You fucking can't kill me. Well, you can kill me. I will come right back. I am endless. I am eternal. I am the end of the world. I ain't fucking white. Well, I guess if you put it that way, maybe it is an analog for white privilege. But anyway, no, but seriously, I don't like this reductive approach to talking about superheroes. I said it before. I don't like this idea that you take Hulk being angry and smashing shit, and somehow you say Bruce Banner is a white man, angry, smashing shit, and people allow it. Everybody's after fucking Bruce Banner. They're after the Hulk. Bruce Banner has to scrounge. He scrounges around in garbage cans for food. He steals clothes off of people's clotheslines. He gets shot if he's caught in meth head homes. Like I appreciate this idea that what she's basically saying, she's black, is that black people are not allowed to express their rage. They're supposed to be the bigger person in all shitty situations. If something bad happens to them, society, especially like in the media, always says, let's look at this as a teachable moment. When a black person gets fucked over, it's a teachable moment how you respond. But in this case, what I don't like about it is that she's dragging something that's not relative to the plot of the storyline of what Hulk is doing. Hulk is fucking Hulk. He's trying to find out why he's Hulk. He's trying to find out what his abusive father, how he's connected to where it all started. It's this big idea that Hulk is the end of the world. In this storyline, that whatever he is, he might be the end of the world. It's not about, oh, he's just an analog for white privilege, for people getting away with shit. It just makes her saying this woman, makes it sound like she's just saying, I'm an angry black woman who's not allowed to be angry. And it doesn't relate, like, because it doesn't have anything to do with anything else. After she says this, Hulk does say, yeah, it's good to look at anger as a way to use for something positive. I like that. But he doesn't have anything to say about. Well, let's see. What the hell does he say? He just basically says, "Yeah, you're not ashamed of being angry. I like that." But then he still says, basically, "But if you could step into a gamma machine, you would, right?" And she goes, "Sure. Who wouldn't?" But before anything else gets into that, then dead people start showing up because they're in hell. And it's like, you can have this stupid conversation about Bruce Banner being a privileged white guy who eats out of the garbage can, but you are in hell, and I am here to confuse and fuck with you. Ignore the nonsense y'all was talking about. So whatever. But other than that, good solid story, and that wasn't really that bad. It was just more like, I appreciate if you're trying to address issues that are important about equality, sexism, whatever. But it's so naked and obvious, or when it's done so naked and it's done so obviously, what it does is it turns people off because they go, "You're preaching to me. You're talking to me like I'm stupid." I feel like if she talked about him being if she said to Hulk, the reporter lady, if she said, "You're allowed to be angry," and even if she said, "People bend over backwards to accommodate you," they let you back into the Avengers even though you go crazy one day, you destroy everything, but then a couple of days later they say, "Oh, he's fine now, he can come back." And she never mentioned Bruce being a white college educated man. You could have gotten away with having a message without having the postman yell at you, "Message!" And that's it. Because I kind of like this chick. I didn't like her at first. I thought she was just going to be annoying, but she's actually cute. And there was I don't know, where is it? There was a moment where she's touching Hulk, and it looked like they was setting her up, or they are setting her up to be a love interest in a way. And I thought, okay, so she's not going to constantly browbeat him. But they're not even together anymore. Like, whatever happened after this, some fucked up shit has happened, and I'm not going to get into that because I think I'm just now in the middle of it. He's with Doc Samson right now, Hulk, and they're looking for Rick Jones. It's like Rick Jones came back to life. Now, I don't know when this motherfucker died. I'm not really deep into Hulk lore. Especially, I haven't read Hulk comics this much ever. I've loved the character, but like I said before, I love the character. I think I said it before. I love the character, but I don't really care about his comics for the most part because it just feels like this is boring to me. Like, I don't care if that Bruce Banner is shitting on himself all the time. Saying, "I'm gonna turn into Hulk again. Oh my god, I can't stop it." I guess it would be annoying, but at a certain point, Hulk tells him in this storyline, "Look, dude, I know you don't like the fact that I come out, but I protect your monkey ass, and I love you, kid. So let me support you. Let me protect you. You can try to kill us, but I'm all you got." And Bruce goes, "You're right. Yeah." And then they become friends. So I don't know. I'm just I'm too off the cuff now. I think I don't even know. I think I'm still trying to put this up. I don't care. I just want to put some contact out. Contact. Did I say contact or content? I meant content. I'm just going to put some content out. I don't really care about how great it is. I don't mean that in a flippant, unprofessional way. I just mean that this is This is an early offering for my channel, and the channel really is just for fun. And I think even people who know me probably won't even listen to the whole thing of this. So it's really for my amusement and like a record. So if anybody ever gets bored one day, they have something to just play in the background. But Immortal Hulk, first 3 volumes, I really overall like them. I heard that Ewing will be off this book soon. I usually don't buy individual issues. I usually just, when I get storylines, I get them in volumes, so I don't have to worry about waiting for them. So I think I got all 7. So I guess I'll finish them soon and then just wait for the rest of them to come out. But there's so many, there's enough stuff to read, that I'll probably come back to it. I may even do, depending on how, what I read in the next volumes, I may do another one. So if anybody's interested, that's great. If they're not, that's actually great too, because I actually am interested in the book itself. So I just like talking about it. I like tweeting about it. I actually tweet on my burner account. I probably should start on the one that I just set up to kind of plug this channel. But yeah, I think that's it. I'm just kind of flipping through this crap. I don't see anything worth talking about right now. The art's pretty good. I think the only thing about it is that, and I guess maybe that speaks to how powerful Hulk is now, but the fights go by really quick. He talks shit and he just knocks people out. At the end of this big Hulk in Hell storyline, I guess this big monstrosity was forming, like the Stay Puft Marshmallow Man type thing. He was just getting huge and big. And once Hulk got the rest of his powers back, because Absorbing Man had stole a lot of it back, and so Hulk was looking shriveled up for most of the storyline. Once he became Hulk again, he just clapped his hands. Shit was over with. So, we'll see how long this can last, because I'm starting to see that looks like anybody who has these gamma powers will always come back to life. And I'm not big on this. You got to have tension. If we know that they're always gonna come back to life, there's no tension. But I think it does get kind of crazy at a certain point. If you know Hulk can't die, then he's never really in jeopardy. And not only that, even friends or loved ones who have any kind of relation to gamma radiation, they'll come back too. There was something that looked really shocking and devastating at one point in the story, and then a couple of panels later, it was like, oh no, they've been the Hulk before, so no, they're coming back too. Don't worry about it. It's like, the concepts, the horror, the body horror and stuff are really cool though, and I do like this take on Hulk, and like it's good enough for me to actually want to continue to read it. So, since I guess Hulk works better than than being beyond just simple superhero fare. So we'll see. I'm gonna shut up now. I don't have anything else to say. So yeah, that's it. I mean, I think the next thing I'm gonna do is gonna be Last of Us 2 related again. I'm gonna keep popping in and out because I did start this channel to mainly roast Last of Us 2 and to get a lot of stuff off my chest. So yeah, that's it. I will harangue you lovely people some other time with wonderful, excellent quality content, be it off the cuff or not. Bye.